Good morning, guys, and welcome to day 2 of the Connecticut vlog. So we are about to go out to go get some bagels and coffee for everyone, and then we are going to go on a Yale tour. Then tomorrow, it was gonna be this afternoon, but tomorrow we are going to go to Martha's Vineyard and we'll meet up with the rest of my family. So I'll see you guys with some bagels. Oh, and reasons why I didn't record when I was going on the plane and at lunch. I forgot when I remembered to record my lunch, like what the food I had already eaten pretty much all of it, so I didn't think it was worth showing the remains. And when I was boarding the plane, because I was the last one to board the plane, I thought it was a little awkward. And there was a guy right behind me. So see you guys with some bagels and coffee.
Diane, thank you. Is that sausage frozen?
They do come frozen, yeah.
But it will cook in that time? Okay.
So this is Nathan Hale. He was America's first and quite possibly worst spy. He was a Yale graduate who, after graduating, went to General George Washington and said, "I want to help with the American Revolution. I want to spy on the British soldiers." And General Washington said, "Okay, great. You could really use a strapping young lad like you, very enthusiastic about your country," and gave him his assignment to spy on the British soldiers. Talk about this gigantic thing that's right behind and above me. This is Harkness Tower. It was constructed in 1917 as a birthday present from Yale to Yale. We are celebrating 216 years since Yale's founding, and so this tower is actually 216 feet tall, 1 foot for every year that Yale had been around at the time of this building. Now, the Harkness Tower was designed by an architect by the name of James Gamble Rogers, Yale class of 1889, who had a very distinct style. Mr. Gamble Rogers really believed in making buildings look a lot older than they actually were, and this tower was no exception. He tried to make this building look really old, actually by pouring acid down the side of the building, which, as you can imagine, was not very good for the building, and it started to crumble a couple of years after its construction. And so in order to kind of counteract that, they had to go back in and put in steel reinforcements. And when they did that, they decided they would go ahead and put a bell system inside. And so now, instead of just being Harkness Tower, it's Harkness Bell Tower. There's actually a group of students on campus, the Guild of Carolyners, who will go into the tower a couple of times a day and play the bells. They'll play anything from classical music to modern pop songs to Disney music, anything you can think of. They'll go out there and play for a couple of hours every day. It's a lot of fun just walking around campus, and you get to play "What's That Song?" Trying to figure out what exactly they're playing that time. Alright, so this is one of the smaller courtyards in Branford College, one of Yale's 12 residential colleges. So I like to talk a little bit about architecture actually while we're in here. This was also designed by Mr. James Gamble Rogers. Again, not nearly as old as it looks. I can point out a couple of things that he did in order to make it look a little bit unique. If you look at the sloping roofs here and all around, really you notice how all the pieces in there, they look different colors, like maybe they're very old, some of them have weathered more than others, that kind of thing. So Mr. Gamble Rogers did that on purpose, of course. What he did was he took all of the tiles and he buried them in the New England Sound at different depths so that they would weather at different rates. And so then when he put them back up, they wouldn't look all nice and even. They'd be, you know, weathered differently. They'd be different colors, just to make this building look like it, you know, it had been through a lot of different kinds of weather and storms and stuff like that. Another thing he did is you notice not all of the window panes are clear glass, some of them are colored glass. And he did that because in the past, colored glass is actually fairly clear glass. And so whenever a student or whoever would accidentally break a window, he would replace it with a colored window pane so that it wasn't also uniform and new looking. Another thing that he did, which you can see in that window, the second floor, the one on the left and the bottom, you see how there are those cracks in there that kind of look like a Y? Yeah, so he did that on purpose. Sometimes if the window was broken but it was fixable, he would glue them back together in the shape of a Y. And that wasn't so much to make it look old, but more so that if there were a student who was living in that room, and maybe he was up late studying or something like that, and fell asleep, when he woke up, the sun would be streaming through the window and casting a shadow of a Y on his desk to remind him of why he was here at Yale. Just to kind of encourage him to keep studying, and it all gets better. So those are just a couple of the unique things that Mr. James Gamble Rogers did. So the two buildings that make up this complex, this one over here is Commons, and this is Woolsey. Commons is the largest dining hall on campus. It seats about 1,300 people, which is about the size of one of our classes. So the freshman class actually uses Commons for a couple of big events during freshman year. The first is the freshman holiday dinner, which is a really nice dinner that at the end of the fall semester, all of the freshmen dress up really nice and file into Commons to have a really great dinner. They really go all out with the food for that dinner. They actually have what's called the Parade of Comestibles, where the dining hall staff will bring out a lot of food just like on these giant trays and parade them down the length of Commons Dining Hall. Which I will say, I'll use my one Harry Potter reference for this tour here, does look a lot like the Grand Hall in Hogwarts. So a really cool experience. Every time you go into Commons, it feels like you're in Harry Potter. And then the second big event that happens in Commons every year for the freshmen is the Freshman Spring Dance, which is unlike any other dance in that you don't actually ask anyone to go with you. Instead, these people that you were randomly assigned to live with your freshman year get to choose who they think would be a good date for you, and they don't tell you who it is. And then on the night of the dance, they come up with some fun, interesting, usually embarrassing way for you and your date to meet up, get to know each other, and then head off to the dance. So I always like to give as an example, one of my suitemates freshman year, she was very into horseback riding, and so we made her date right around campus on a horse made out of a broomstick and a cutout of a horse head, and my suitemate had to go find her horse. And so that was how the two of them got to meet. And really cool opportunity to just kind of meet new people and then head off to a dance with the entire freshman class. One thing that I cannot really show you on this tour, and that is why I decided to spend 4 years of my life here at Yale. So just really quickly, I want to kind of tell you guys about that. So when it came time to make a decision about which school to go to, I was very much on the fence. I had a few schools I was considering, and Yale was one of them. And so I thought that coming to visit would probably help me kind of make my decision. And so I came for the Admitted Students Weekend, which was 3 days where all of us seniors who had been accepted into Yale were able to come on campus, live in the dorms, really just kind of get a feel for what it's like to be at Yale. And so at one point I found myself walking down Elm Street, which is right where this street turns into. And I was very lost. I was trying to find my way back to Old Campus, but I had absolutely no idea which direction to go. And I'm sure I looked very lost, so I must have, because a current Yale student actually came up to me and asked if I needed help finding something. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I have no idea where I am. I'm expecting her to just kind of point me in the right direction and go on her day. But instead, she spent about 10 minutes standing there talking to me, like not just about like, you know, what was I doing during Bulldog days, but also just wanted to hear about where I was from and like what interested me and what was I looking for in a college. I mean, really tried to get to know me in that short time before she had to go run off to her next activity. And just in that time, just talking to her, I realized how much of a community there really is here. And how open that community is to accepting people who they themselves haven't even decided if they want to be a part of that community. And that was really what kind of sealed the deal for me, that I couldn't pass up a community like that. That was just so welcoming and so warm. And that's something that has not only stayed consistent through the 3 years I've been here so far, but it's gotten stronger each year. I always feel more and more like this really is a community that I can call home, and that really means a lot to me. Being kind of far away from home, that I really feel accepted and comfortable being in this space. And so that's my reason for coming to Yale. Just as a side note, this is the shield of my college, Jonathan Edwards.
Hey guys, Gaming Time here, and this is going to be the end of day 2 of the Connecticut Trip vlogs, and hopefully you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure you go down and smash that like button, and if you're feeling generous and you like my content, maybe subscribe. Get that off of there. And I know there wasn't much today. Let's see, what I did is, or what I'm going to do if I decided not to put the Yale tour in this vlog, I'll probably make a separate video for you guys to watch so you can see it if I didn't put it in the vlog. So I will see you guys tomorrow morning bright and early, because we're going to go to the vineyard at like 6:20 in the morning. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you then.